Hello my friends, my name is Max, today is Friday, and that means that we're about to open yet another issue of the Imperium Magazine. Let's see what's inside. Inside we find the magazine itself, with really beautiful arts of space wolves attacking someone. We get a fold-out about war zones apparently. We get a second half of Necron Warriors sprue, and we get 7 bases. 6 32mm bases for the Necron Warriors, last time we got 4 of them, which makes 10 in total, and a third 40mm base for a Scarab Swarm, and we get the Scarab Swarm on this sprue. We're gonna take a closer look at the sprue in a moment, and let's start with the magazine itself. The magazine opens with lore on Mars, birthplace of the cult Mechanicus. The Red Planet is the foundation stone of the Adeptus Mechanicus and one of the holiest sites in the entire galaxy, second only to Terra. Mars Stag Priests see themselves as the most blessed of the Machine God's followers, to which all other Forge worlds must pay the greatest respects. We get a Skitarii Ranger in Colors of Mars, and I think this is probably one of the most popular color schemes for the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are looking really cool. It is red all over the place. The Sigil of Mars. We get some Tech Priest Dominus here. The Forges of Mars. So we get to know about Mars and what role it plays in the Adeptus Mechanicus religion and whatnot. And next we get some lore on Genestealer Cults. I think this is the first time we see this information in the magazine. Previously we got some lore on Tyranids. The Genestealer Cults are not gonna be part of the magazine miniature-wise, but we at least get some lore. Amongst the most insidious threats to the Imperium, the Genestealer Cults are a corruption of humanity. Tainted by alien genetic material, they seek to destroy the Imperium from within, rising up as one to seize control and slaughtering any loyal Imperial citizens who stand in their way. We get some really disturbing images here. Inquisitorial report. We learn about the Genestealers. We get to see more of these nasty generations. Apparently these are Genestealer hybrids. Second generation, Acolytes, third generation, Neophytes, and fifth generation. Wow, that looks disturbing. Bred for War, Heralds of the Great Devourer, so all sorts of cool lore on the Genestealer Cults is present on this page. Next we learn about Space Marine fire support. That is why we have this pal in Gravis armor here. Space Marines who serve in fire support squads wield heavy weapons designed to sow death and destruction amongst the enemy ranks, allowing the chapter's battle line squads to advance and secure objectives. Eradicator squads, Sons of Gilliman, Eradicator, this is the chapter. Then we get Hellblasters, Eliminators, and Aggressors, and all of them are from different chapters, so we see, okay, this is a Deathwatch Hellblaster, obviously there is a Deathwatch symbology, this is an Ultramarine, and this is Silver Templar. So they not only do they introduce different types of fire support squads, they also show us how different armor from different chapter looks like. Into the Swarm, this is some sort of lore. On a world besieged by terrifying Tyranid bioforms, a Blood Angel strike force engages in a brutal, bloody battle to turn back the swarming tides of ravenous Xenos invaders. Blood Angels fighting against the Tyranids, very popular. This is First Company Captain Carlan. Captain Arenas Carlan, we have kit bashed him recently. Very, very interesting figure. I really hope we're gonna get a new version of him, the true scale version of him, pretty soon. And next we get some information on how to paint the Necron Warriors and Canoptic Scarabs. Rune Lord Brass, Corex Whites, Abaddon Black, Lead Belcher, Nuln Oil, Agrex Earthshade, Canoptic Alloy, and this is how they are supposed to look like. Gauss Reaper, Gauss Flare. These are not done, we're gonna put more paints on them later on. And next we get more rules from the rule section. So we're basically getting a rule book in this magazine. You basically have to take out these pages, combine them together, and have a rule set that is suitable for running games. We learn about dice, rolls off, sequencing, starting strength, half strength, okay. Next come the datasheets. This is how you read the datasheets. They explain the parts of the datasheets and how to read it. Weapons, librarian, and we get some datasheets for the Space Marines, a librarian and Phobos armor, aggressor squads, and next we get to a section with a tutorial. These tutorials explain how the librarian's camo cloak and the aggressor's flamestorm gauntlets function in games of Warhammer 40,000. Make sure you read through these tutorials and understand how these pieces of war gear work before playing your next mission. So this is a camo cloak and these are flamestorm gauntlets. So they basically explain some rules, how some parts of the minis are working. And next scout mission, Valkyrie down, the crash site. The battle for Cephas is not just limited to the ground. Imperial gunships patrol the skies, doing battle with Necron aircraft in a desperate attempt to maintain air superiority and ferrying reinforcements. In one of Cephas' battle-scarred Factorum districts, a transport has been shut down by Necron fire. Operating behind enemy lines, the Primaris Librarian and a small group of Space Marines have been directed to locate the crashed vessel and extract any survivors they can find. We get some Necrons and Space Marines, cover and evac. Scout mission extraction. The Necrons are fielding Canoptic Spider, a really large mini, 6 Scarab Swarms and 5 Immortals, and the Ultramarines are making do with 1 Librarian and 3 Aggressors. This is how the battlefield is set up, looks very, very nice. Next we get some ads. We get to see that the next issue of the magazine is gonna bring us 2 pots of paint, Mephistorm Red and Mournfang Brown. Also, we're gonna learn about successor chapters and new datasheets. And the issue 31 is gonna bring us a cool piece of terrain storage thing, which consists basically of 2 pieces of rubble. I'm pretty sure I have these pieces of terrain from some books, but I don't remember which one. And that is the magazine, my friends. We also have some foldouts. This one is all about the Forge world of Amontap 2. This is marked as War Zone 05, so this is yet another war zone. And the Forge world of Amontap 2 lies in the outer reaches of the Ultima Segmentum. It was the site of a furious conflict between the forces of the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Necrons. We get some really cool images of the Necrons fighting Adeptus Mechanicus. Necrons the Awakened. We learn about the Necrons that took part in this kind of debacle. War for Blackstone. So seemingly Adeptus Mechanicus were trying to get some Blackstone in their possession, and the Necrons were not happy about that. Rising Necropolis, look at this art. Look at this art, my friends. It is absolutely gorgeous. It looks fantastic. And here we get to learn about the Adeptus Mechanicus, Force of Amontap. They reiterate what Adeptus Mechanicus is about. Upon the orders of Archmagus Belisarius Cole, Amontap's second reserves of Noctilith were to be secured, extracted, and prepared for study. The Adeptus Mechanicus will not be deterred from its task. Yeah, that is how you have a armed conflict between dead alien robots and Adeptus Mechanicus. This looks very, very neat. Something for later study, obviously. And of course, we also get a sprue of Necrons. On this one, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Necron torsos. We got 4 on the previous sprue from the previous issue of the magazine. We get 1 Canoptic Scarab Swarm. out of 3. The previous 2 were yet again in the previous issue. And this looks like a fairly standard sprue of Necrons. The Necrons are as flimsy as always, and I'm pretty sure this is the same sprue that we found in the Indomitus books. I don't think there are any easy to build Necrons. There are just Necron Warriors without any sort of easy or hard to build kind of way. And that is our sprue, my friends. And I guess this is gonna be it for today, my friends. Let me know in the comments below what do you think of this issue of the Imperium Magazine. Did you get any Imperium Magazine issues yourself? Did you build any minis from it? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribe to the channel. This way you will get more content like this in the future, and I will get to open more magazines, build more miniatures, and kit bash more miniatures. As always, check out the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.